Hello everyone, this is the Dungeon book as told by Cornelius the Skull by Gareth Hanrahan. There we have it there. We got a wizard up top, got a minotaur there, we got a dragon down here. What do we got here? Well, that'd be a kobold. Now, it's really nice when you think, oh, what's going to be my eventual 2026 top 10 of the year? It's being filled in nicely by reading books like this. I had so much fun reading this. Hanrahan himself is he's written a lot of gaming books, role-playing books. This is not lit RPG, but it is. I don't think you have to be that knowledgeable about Dungeons and Dragons to get this and understand it. It helps a little, but everything he does is a twist on it anyway. If you have no knowledge of Dungeons and Dragons, you can still enjoy this. For those of us that have a knowledge of such things, all kinds of twists, like there is a dungeon master who in the game would be someone who runs the game, but in this it's someone who sits at the top of the dungeon because they happen to sit upon the throne. Matter of fact, the Skull and his friend had ventured into this dungeon, part con men, part wizards, and when the other friend was almost there, Cornelius here beat him to the throne, but then got betrayed when said friend stabbed him in the back, and he became the dungeon master, and Cornelius here got changed into a skull that can still talk, an undead thing, and just tossed into the dungeon. And people pick him up here, they pick him up there, he winds up in a spot. He did have a tomb of his own to call his room. He is our voice, Cornelius. And he's a good voice to read. He's the one telling the story, and it's great writing. I only had one time that was kind of laugh out loud funny. It's basically charming. I think whimsical applies as well, but at the same time, there's some serious drama here. Now, other things like he used it a couple times. It's called The Keep on the Borderlands. That's the title of an old Dungeons and Dragons original game module. So things like that dropped in throughout. So a princess is captured and she is taken to the dungeon to be food for the dragon. And this gargoyle that's supposed to go put her there says, you know what, this isn't quite right. She's just an innocent. I'm going to let her free out in the dungeon, and at the very least, she'll have to make her own way. And she does. Her name is Bait. That's what they call her there. This is, there are two big themes rampant throughout this. One is the search for identity, because wherever she goes, someone applies a new name for her. In the dungeon, they call her Bait. And the reason is because she is basically let loose with the goblins, and the goblins use her as bait. So when adventurers come in, they literally will hold her up by a rope or put her out there for someone to go after. And then the goblins, let out their traps and capture whatever adventurers come in. Cornelius winds up being her tutor, so she can learn a little more of the outside world. But basically, she's just raised as basically a goblin girl. She becomes very stealthy. She becomes very skilled at trap setting, and she can find her way on her own and escape and get into the smallest places. I believe she is 2 when she is brought to the dungeon, and I think she makes it all the way to the age of 9. I feel like she gets a little older there, so maybe I'm forgetting a little something, but at least the age of 9 by the end. And at some point she gets out of the dungeon. If she goes into town, she gets another name. And then supposedly she's also has another name as Princess, until along the way she has to find herself. There's a Minotaur in here who was not born a Minotaur. He was actually a knight sent out to find the lost princess, but gets transformed into a Minotaur by the dungeon master. And he is now losing himself. He is becoming more animalistic, and his search for identity, though it's in the background, is still there throughout the book. The other theme here is what has to do with, well, the dungeon or the labyrinth, the maze, not just in how they go about the mazes of their own mind, but it's literally the structure of the book is I believe set up that way very much on purpose, because it's not just a simple, well, here's something cliche I could do here, but I'm going to take it this way. It literally is, the story marches on and it hits a dead end. This could have ended 30 times in about the last third of the book. And instead you get to a character moment or a story moment where you think, okay, maybe even if you're not sure what's going to happen, something's going to happen, and we're going this way now. And it happens like 30 times. And it's enjoyable. It's an unpredictable, I want to call it an unpredictable mess, but it's not the type of mess where the author's making mistakes. It works. It's structured very well till we finally get to the end. And I mean, right at the end, you get the end. It don't quite see where that's going. It's like there's still constant action going on and chaos right up to the last little couple of pages, and then it all it literally just tumbles right into place perfectly, like dice. When you roll the dice in a game, they come up just the way you want them to. Let's see, we have quite a few characters who, like the civilization in this dungeon. You think they're supposed to be monsters, and it's basically just things doing what they do. Even when you go into a town and there's the ruler of this keep on the borderlands, you think, oh, this guy's going to be horrible, and he's just the ruler there, and he enjoys his breakfast above all things. Even he makes his way to the dungeon at one point. He's not out to do evil things. He's just doing what he does as the ruler of this keep. And so do the civilization in the dungeon. In the dungeon, you can't go in, like if you look at the way, let's see, a dungeon is constructed in a game. You go in down this tunnel, and in this big room, some monsters. This tunnel, some monsters. This tunnel, some monsters. Well, you wonder, well, what are they just doing there? Unless they're under some spell to just sit there waiting for humans to come in and destroy them. Something else has to be going on, and this has an explanation, and that this area is ours, this area is yours. We all have to live here because the outside world doesn't want us, but we're all not seeing eye to eye. So, for example, you can't just walk into someone else's area without getting permission. Sometimes they have to call a big meeting, and so representatives go to one area and they all have a meeting about what to do in the dungeon. They all have to share the responsibility of, we got to watch out for what's coming in the front door. But at the same time, if you're found outside your area just going down through the tunnels, everything's up for grabs and you can be attacked and killed or captured. The dragon is, I don't want to say a cliche dragon, but he is of, shall we say, poor attitude, and he thinks of bait as the food that got away, and he's so arrogant he's not letting this go. It's just a wonderful, but I think the thing it reminded me of is when you think of real life, but you're thinking of countries, because we have our borders, we live here, they live there, but we have spies in each other's countries. You do something you're not supposed to do, there's going to be warfare. And it's like that in the dungeon, outside the dungeon, between the dungeon and the town. And it just, as I said, fell together so very well. So it's been a marvelous week to read this. Continuing on, more fantasy stuff. This came to me from Chanel via Chanel Chapters, and this is manga. I got this Magus of the Library. I managed to get the first three. I got the first three. I have four of them all together. I can only find three in bookstores and used bookstores in their sections, and so this is 1 through 3 and 6. I can't find any more. And so that search is over with. I'm just going to order them on Amazon and get the rest. I should be able to get through the 3 in a week, but I won't do the rest right away. They'll be broken up by my first attempt at, what the hell's his name? Hold on a second. I have to lean over here. There we go. This is my first Guy Carroll K book, which I'll read the week after that. So, very quickly. The magic of the written word. In a small village of Ammon lives a poor boy named Theo. Theo adores books, but because of his pointed ears and impoverished life, he isn't allowed to use the village library. As he endures the prejudice and hatred of the village, he dreams of going where such things don't exist. I believe that is going to be pronounced Afzak. City of Books. Ooh, whole city of books? But one day, Theo chances to meet a Kafna, a librarian who works for the great library of Afzak, and his life changes forever. I think there are 10 altogether at some point. Well, I keep saying I'm going all 10. I haven't read the first one yet, so hopefully with the reviews I've heard, it's going to be wonderful. The artwork in here is just impressive, even just flipping through it. And when you go through the wall of manga at a bookstore and just start flipping through them, and some of our Christians are typical looking. No, this looks actually really good. So, great book. I'm having trouble placing it on what I'm making for a top 10 already. Great book. And this is next week. That is it. Thank you all very much. Have a great one. Bye-bye now.